It's really painful, and I'm just trying to laugh at life. You see my hairy hippie armpits? Did you see it? There you go. There you go. We're back. So yeah, life sucks sometimes. I lost somebody very close to me in December too, and it was because of a different moon actually. And that eclipse cycle was still on the Cancer Capricorn axis, and that's a very important prominent axis in my personal chart. So as that. If you're on the YouTube, I'm sorry, I straight up disconnected my Ethernet cable. We are back. Mercury's in shadow, everybody. Can you let me know if the lighting is just totally crazy? Are we content? Are we okay? So on Instagram and on YouTube, okay, I'm asking y'all to give me some questions right now. We're going to just start over. And I'm just going to bless this space with some sage, and we're going to just rock and roll. So what you got, everybody? If you're on the YouTube, you can find me on the gram. If you are on the Instagram, you can find me on the YouTube. And we're just talking astrology, y'all. So it's a Sagittarius eclipse. It's conjunct the South Node. And the ruler of Sagittarius is what? What's the ruler of Sagittarius, everybody? Come on. I know you know it. I'm looking at the chat. I'm waiting. It's Jupiter. So Jupiter, okay, is literally going to be telling us whatever Jupiter's doing in the sky, in the heavens. Okay, that's going to be telling us what we can expect for the next 6 months. And why do we go to Jupiter? To figure out what a Sag eclipse is going to be like. Why? Because Jupiter rules Sag, and Sag eclipse, you're going to get more insight off of what it is by looking at the planet that rules it. It's as simple as that. It's like ABC, So Jupiter is where, kids? Where is Jupiter right now? Jupiter is in Pisces. Heck yes. Heaven yes, everybody. Because the thing that is good about that, right, is that Jupiter is therefore in its own sign. Isn't that lovely? Answer, yes, it's lovely. Because when you have a planet in its own sign, especially Jupiter, it has the potential to give you more of what you want, to give you more of what you need. Okay. And yes, Jupiter also, is in Pisces, and it also rules Pisces. So that's the whole point, is that Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces, and it's in its own sign. So that's exciting because that gives Jupiter juice. Jupiter literally has juice right now. You know what I mean? So it can change up a situation. It can change up a problem. It can change up anything that's been feeling stuck or stagnant or denied or, just confined and not able to shift. Eclipses, at the end of the day, the tarot card, the wheel, maybe you don't, maybe you do, but the tarot card, the wheel, is all about like karmic, fated, like transitions of karma, right? Transitions of fate, transitions of destiny, like things that you cannot deny, things that are going to be like literally changing in your destiny. And so when you have eclipses, that's what that is. In the real world, that is astrology, which isn't to say tarot's like fake, but you know what I mean? Like there's a planet that's literally telling you, like, a nodal point of a planet, conjunct a planet, that's telling you in an eclipse that this is what's happening. Your life is changing. You're having seriously karmic fated changes. So to learn more about the nature of these karmic fated changes, you gotta look at your chart to figure out the houses. Now we have people with it in their first and seventh house, and this is like what it's going to be. But based on the area of your chart, this is what you can expect. Eclipses that are conjunct the South Node are all about letting go of something. And in the case of Sagittarius, it could be letting go of a dogmatic idea. It could be letting go of a philosophical system that no longer serves you, which is very likely, I want to say, under this energy. So, there's that for consideration. And I think that Sagittarius low vibe is also about this, like, this beautiful thing of, and this is a big caveat, this is a big but, I'm bringing a caveat to y'all in a second, okay? But the low vibe of Sagittarius, aka South Node, Eclipse, and Sag, what are you supposed to be letting go of based on your specific house in your specific chart that you're experiencing this energy? It could also be like, not allowing yourself to adventure at a certain level. Like you could be not embracing your Sag. Like you need to embrace your Sag. You need to embrace your inner kind of like free worker or traveler. Mm. Yum. Yum. That was good. So, that's what we talking about. South Node of Sag. I'm taking questions, y'all. Eclipses, eclipse-related questions. It don't have to be that. If you just have astrology questions, we can talk about it. I really just wanted to show up live tonight. I'm here for the next half an hour on Instagram, on YouTube. That's all you got me for tonight. I was like going to the max the other night and did like a 2-hour live on YouTube. It was crazy. So, I'm just trying to balance things. I got clients to get to tonight, so I got to get my readings out. If y'all ever do want to get a reading from me, all you have to do is email me at WizdomDropz@gmail.com, and I will let you know the deets. I'm working on a super cool new website right now, and it's like literally almost ready for reveal. Also, if you're looking to learn astrology, just FYI, Wizdom Dropz Astrology School is literally registering right now. So if you know that you want to do that, I'm going to send the link in the chat on the YouTube, and y'all will have that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important. We got to think about like, how are we crafting this information? How are we working with this information? People out there in astrology world, not everybody is coming to this with the same energetic understanding in astrology. Sometimes people think astrology is all fun and games and a bit of a joke, if you will, but those people don't know anything about astrology, and that's why they're sitting there telling you that. So my whole thing, is to make sure, hello James, is to make sure that y'all actually get some truth in your astrology diet. You understand? Because if you got a whole lot of yucca mucka, it ain't gonna do no piddly diddly for your health and wellness, okay? And if you are on the gram trying to figure out astrology school, the link to that is in my bio, so you can just go ahead and click on that. So, based on the area of your life, you should have gotten it in the YouTube chat, everybody. So if you, want that, check it out. The thing about the Sag Eclipse, you got to look at it at the nodal arrangement. We just talked about that. The Sag Eclipse is on the South Node, right, everybody? So if you got that eclipse on the South Node, then what you got is a release. Now, we already established that. Old news. Now to get to the area of your chart that it's happening. Do y'all want me to just go through the 12 signs? Let me know, because if that's something that y'all want me to do, I'm game. I could do that in a half an hour. I'm looking to figure out how I want to manage my time over the next half an hour, because I am putting up a relatively firm boundary on that. So I'm really only going to be here the next half an hour. My internet went out to my YouTube people. Thanks for being back. I appreciate you. It was not fun to get here back, but I'm waiting for your chat responses to let me know. So I'm reading one on Graham, the Insta, and she says, what happens when the current South Node conjuncts my North Node exactly? My Gemini South Node and Sag North Node are at 11 degrees. Okay, so the current node and the North Node. Okay, so you're having a nodal reversal, right? So basically the South Node for this person in their chart is going to be in Gemini, but right now the South Node in reality, like by transit, is in Sagittarius. So it's like switched. And we talked about this a little bit in my other live on YouTube that I was not on the Instagram at 4 the other night. And basically, it's literally just a check-in point as to how far you've evolved on your spiritual mission up until now. You do have nodal returns every now and then, right? It's like years and years and years apart. So it's not like it's every fucking day that you get a nodal return. You understand? It's a serious thing. And so when you get it, you're going to be, when you experience this transit, I should say, or when you experience eclipses, for that matter, at the time that your nodal return is happening. I see James in the YouTube saying, yes, that's cool. I'll do all 12 signs then. Maybe somebody else could let me know they also want me to do all 12 signs. But yeah, I'm going to finish this point for this woman. So, the thing about the nodal return and the nodal switch is that it's all about the karma and the fatedness, but it's more personal for you because it's your own karmic points. It's your own nodes. It's your own north node, south node. So if you think about it along those lines, you know, you're like supposed to be here for the north node, so to speak, right? You have to use your south node in your chart and apply it to your north node. You understand? Okay, everybody, you understand, right? You get it. But when you get that visited and it's switched, it's like, wait a minute, where from my past do I need to go? Because it's the south node in your chart being activated by the north node. You understand? Okay. And then at the same time, where is my future that is of the past? And you can again refer that to yourself, or you can refer that to a collective past, because there's like, again, it's like a how do you take the past and redefine it and turn it into your future. So this is kind of like a really great time when you have nodal reversals transiting your chart to experience yourself from a witnessing perspective. Like, sit there and witness yourself for a minute when you're having a nodal return. Witness what is going on in your life. Witness what is happening before you. Witness what is like going on around you, because this is karmic times, honey. You know what I'm saying? When you got the nodal returns, it's a hardcore deal. And so it is what it is. And eclipses don't play. So you're going to have a change in fate in some way or another. And again, it's unique to your chart. So when you got an eclipse, you know, cycle happening on your nodes, or for that matter, in your angular houses, which for this person, she has it in both angular houses and her nodes. If you don't know your angular houses yet, that's the first, the fifth, okay? The fifth, I'm word vomit, sorry, I just got so sidetracked in my head. The first, the seventh, okay, the fourth, the 10th. So it's like the plus sign or the cross, the bones of the chart, right? So if you have an eclipse in the first, the fourth, the seventh, or the 10th house, those are going to be like, whoa, events. So people who have them in their angular houses right now are going to be the mutable signs, right? So if you're a Gemini or a Sag, obvi. But if you happen to also be a Pisces or a Virgo, and even more so, if you have a planet or a specific, like, prominent personal point at a degree that is being heavily activated by that eclipse energy, you can trust and believe that you're going to be feeling very activated, to put it lightly. Because again, angular houses bring big events. So I did get a request to go into all 12 signs. I'm wondering, Lynn McCarty, what up, girl? She says, yes, please do all signs. Groovy. We got multiple people over here like, do all 12 signs. Okay, next question. Who should I start with? Because we could start with Aries or we could start with Pisces. Oh, do. Keep it up with your drops, please. Awesome videos. What up, David Willis? What's up, David Willis? I like your name. I don't know why. It's just a nice name. David Willis. It's a nice name. Straightforward. David Willis. All right, cool. So we're going to do all 12 signs. I'm still waiting for the audience to vote. This is a democracy. We ain't no democratic republic around here. So tell me who I should start with. Is it Aries? Is it Pisces? Is it Aries or is it Pisces? I'm gonna grab a little beverage while y'all figure it out, because I'm waiting on y'all. I'm serious. Y'all think I'm funny and I'm just gonna lack. I'm asking you, who am I starting with? Everybody, tell me, who am I starting with? I'll be right back. I'm waiting for the audience to answer. We're doing all 12 signs, people. We started with Aries or Pisces. Dun, dun, dun. What will it be? Who says what? We got Scorpio. Ha! Scorpio. Y'all are everywhere. You know that? Scorpios be all over the world. All over the world in this YouTube channel. Shit. All right, we got the Scorpio energy. That's the only vote I received. Y'all want me to start with Scorpio? Start with the Pisces. Hey, everyone. Hey, Natasha, Jupiter's life. Ooh. Ooh. Girl, you live in Jupiter's life? You must be living pretty damn sweet. Good for you, girl. Power to you, living Jupiter's life. I like that. I love that concept, living Jupiter's life. You living good. Meow. Start with Pisces, then Aries will be next. But if you start with Aries, Pisces will be last. LOL. Either way, we close enough to first. Oh my gosh, that's funny. So you want me to go like Pisces, Aries, Taurus. Y'all are funny. I think that is cute. Natasha, does that mean that you're like both an Aries and a Pisces? Because I have a Scorpio Mercury and I want to know. So let me know if that's what's going on with that. Out of curiosity, I am a little curious. David Willis, Libra Scorpio cusp for the win. Holla, holla. Oh my gosh, David, I think I totally remember you. You're the person who's also a Libra Scorpio cusp sun. Is that accurate? Who commented on my video once. Like, what does that mean? Because I am also a Libra Scorpio cusp sun. We can't believe we have the same. There we go. Crazy. And Cap Rising. Damn, yo. You have Cap Rising too? Now this is getting very fun. Wait, David, you have to tell me where your moon is then, because if we are both Libra, Scorpio, cusp, suns, and Capricorn rising. Okay, cool. It's you. Yay. I want to know where your moon is. And then James says my twin daughters are Scorpios also. And James was saying in the other YouTube live, everybody, before it got like crazy cut off earlier, that his daughters are like mega intense because they got that Scorpio juice. Aries tropical, Pisces Vedic. Okay, I can't wait to have you read my chart. I love your channel. Oh, girl, you're so cute. I love you. Oh my God, little toes. Thank you. And to that, my dear, moon is 0 degrees Gemini. Virgo sun, says Lynn McCarty. Virgo sun, Sag ascendant, Pisces moon. Girl, you are having, I just got goosebumps for you, like no joke. Also, I just got poison ivy and I'm like, oh, it'll be okay. But for real though, Lynn, that is intense because Virgo sun, Sag ascendant, Pisces moon, you got 3 of your key 3 in mutable degrees. So you know what? I like Natasha. She is fun. We are going to go and do that idea that she had where it was all like, let's be doing the Pisces, then Aries, then Taurus. So we're going to do that. So that's awesome. So Aquarius rising, Abdavilan. Aquarius rising, Scorpio sun, Sag moon, tropical. Okay, cool. So I'm going to start with Pisces. And so if you are a Pisces person, and we got over here, LMAO, Gemini gang. She was commenting to y'all that y'all are on there with the Gemini people. Gem moon, Sag rising. That's insane. Y'all are all mutable. That's so funny. I love it. So Pisces, speaking of mutable, Pisces, what house is this going to be for you? What house is this going to be for you? This is going to be your 10th house, which is, again, an angular house. So this is and this is for anybody who knows any Pisces. I know we got Pisces in the room, okay, by multiple systems. But I just want to let you know, if you got Pisces people in your life, this is what you can expect for them too, okay? Yeah. So this is going to be intense. Gemini gang. Y'all are funny. So basically, you know, this is about your legacy and about what are you leaving behind when you're gone, though. Like, people just say that word and they just like gloss over it, and it's like, no. What is your actual like legacy? Like, what is it that people are going to remember about you when you're gone? Like, when you're physically gone, what about your soul? What about your spirit is going to be left? What are people going to think of you? And what will be different because you were here? It's like that Beyonce song. You know what I'm saying? That's a great song. I was here, I done, I was here. That song is so dope. And that's the song, because that's what the 10th house is about. So it's like, who are you when you are gone physically? What is left beyond you? You understand? So now that we understand that, 10th house Pisces, eclipse, whew, baby, this is big. This is a big eclipse because it's all about what is really there when you're gone. So who are you, impacting in your life? And it's not just necessarily like you need to up and start everything right now, Pisces, brand new, to figure that out. No. Take a breath. It's more so you're going to be getting some keen awareness points in your life over the next 6 to 12 months even, y'all, but especially 6 months, okay? Where you're realizing, what about my legacy do I need to let go of? What about my idea of a legacy do I need to dismiss? Okay. And what was I feeling before about my legacy? Very important. The moon is there. It's a full moon in Sagittarius eclipse. You understand? So, what about your feelings, moon, conjunct the south node, are you leaving behind? Do you understand? In regard to your legacy, Pisces, in regard to your what are you leaving when you physically are gone? So, who are you impacting? How are you setting up system structures and daily work that is an accumulation over a longer period of time that is supporting you in what you leave when you physically are not here? And also thinking about at a very mundane level, what are you publicly known for, right, Pisces? So, what do people know you as? What do people know you for? You're gonna have some shifts there, and it might be as simple as emotional shifts because the moon rules that. But if you're a Pisces, your fifth house is ruled by Cancer. You understand? So this is impacting your children's lives. Somehow, maybe your children's lives are wrapped up in all this. You understand? It could be something to do with your children's lives, that maybe they have like a really different passion project because it's the fifth house. It's like a fun thing, right? Maybe they have like a different passion project or something that somehow changes your legacy and what you're here to do and how you end up approaching yourself, or your own fun creative habits and hobbies. Fifth house, right, results in a change in career for you. That's a really beautiful interpretation of that, because again, the moon is visiting the 10th house conjunct the south node. So it's almost like a revisiting of moon being a fifth house indicator, what you used to find pleasure in, or what you do find pleasure in, right, Pisces? Let me know if that resonates, Pisces. Let me know. What mark are you making? What mark are you making? I don't understand the question. What does that mean? Sag, Sun, Aquarius, Rising, Virgo, Moon is what Mercedes said. I think I read that one. I don't know what you mean by what mark are you making. I made a lot of marks. Oh, good. I'm sorry. I interpreted that differently. You're saying the interpretation is what mark are you making on people? Yes, that's the point. What mark are you making? Exactly. So, like, what's the impression? Is it like a really crappy, like, stain? You know what I'm saying? In people's lives that you're leaving? Or is it a beautiful, beautiful flower? You know what I mean? Like, is it a gorgeous, like, is it like an eternal flower? Like, is it a garden that is full of perennials that keeps growing? You know what I mean? Like, that's totally it. Thank you for that, Natasha. I feel like you have a lot of planets in Aquarius. Neptune, maybe? Huh, you're so precious. No, I don't have Neptune there. I am too old for that because I'm still a millennial. But she says right. But I have Uranus on the ascendant, so you call my number. Yeah, I totally have Uranus on the ascendant. It's a thing. It's literally the closest planet to my ascendant, and it's like a couple degrees, so it's real prominent. I've lived with it my whole life. I could tell you lots of stories about that. All right, Pisces, did that resonate? We're going to move on to Aries because we crazy like that. Aries people, this is a fun one because this eclipse is happening in your 9th house. This is very auspicious. It's going to be all about your happiness. At the end of the day, the 9th house is a very auspicious, beautiful house. And it's all about not only your joy and your happiness, but it's also about your higher belief system and what at the end of the day you feel like aligned with philosophically. It's like, we all go through the world with a philosophy, with a system of understanding, and the philosophy that you can take on at any given point is gonna shape a lot of how you approach the world. So Aries, you're having a big shift in terms of how you see the world. That's really what the 9th house represents. And I think in that big shift, you're going to start to experience your joy. You're going to start to come almost like start to come into your joy from just a place of like, it just happened. Because the reason I'm saying that is because the south node is there. So the south node is where you just release. You understand? So it's like you didn't even need to do nothing. And that south node in your 9th house, it just kind of made it happen by a release. So I know that sounds oxymoronic, but it's not. Because if you think about it, there's always a death before there's a new beginning. You understand? That's in the context of a seed. We was talking about that the other day in the live. If you watch a seed grow, it will literally eat itself. You understand? In order to let itself grow. It's a cycle of nutrients. Just like when trees drop leaves and you let them compost like Mother Nature does without no human interface, interference, it just goes back into the soil and those nutrients just go round and round and round. Just like that. But like when you have that south node in the ninth house, when you have the eclipse there, it's like there's that ending that brings that new start, and there's so much joy in it, Aries. There's so much switching of your philosophy as well that you maybe didn't even realize you were capable of. And sometimes, oftentimes you'll see faith indicated in the ninth house, like spiritual faith, like an understanding that like you are a soul, I'm a soul, and everything's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Like that type of faith. And the ninth house is just faith, like the belief, in something bigger than what you can, just easily identify or whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like it's your spirituality. So I think Aries people are due for real strong over the next 6 months. It's going to be destined. It's going to feel fated and just like it just happened. You didn't have to like work for it, but you're having a real redo. And I needed to bring this all up again. Got you on speed dial. Yeah, you do. I'm all Uranian and whatnot. But for real though, like you got to think about it from the perspective, everybody, of, that ending is for that new beginning. And the ninth house is a joyous house, and you ain't going to be experiencing, much pain. But Jupiter is in good dignity is what I was trying to say. It's in Pisces at the time of this lunation. So everybody out there who, all these astrologers who want to go all henny penny, like, oh my God, the eclipse is on the south node. Freak out. No, calm thyself, because Jupiter is the ruler of this eclipse, kids. We need to ground into our astrology a minute. You understand? And the facts are that Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Jupiter, thank heavens, is literally in Pisces, which I don't know if you've been noticing. If you haven't been noticing, I don't know what's going on with you. But like, notice. I'm just saying, I don't know what's going on. Because Jupiter in Pisces, I'm very thankful that I seem to be really experiencing this energy and feeling good about it. So I'm cool. I'm thankful and happy, for one, that Jupiter in Pisces is the dispositor or the planetary ruler of Pisces Aries. And, I'm an Aries moon, so I feel it. I am in Illinois, David. I'm also from Illinois. I resonate deeply with Oregon. I resonate very deeply with California. I resonate very deeply with any beautiful mountainous or otherwise natural scape. But this is where I'm from, so it's where I'm at right now. And who knows what the future holds, but I'm trying to get all these Illinoisers to go like whole food, plant-based, organic, non-GMO, heal that earth. You know what I'm saying? Vegan vibration. So, we out here with that Uranus on the ascendant, David. You understand? You know what I'm saying? That was like an astrologer's like, oh shit, now we know. But but in all seriousness, getting on to Taurus. So Aries, let me know if that was helpful. I don't even know metropolis. Are you talking about like a city? I used to be in Chicago. I was in Chicago for 10 years, but I grew up real rural. Really rural. I grew up super rural. I grew up on a road of 100 people. That's why I'm so damn tough. And then I got 10 city years on top of it in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm a little further. I'm in like the central zone still, but yeah. That's funny. But yeah, I was in the woods the other day. Speaking of woods, can you see my poison ivy? It's so gross, yo. I hope I'm not turning y'all off. Sometimes people are like, oh my God, I can't deal with the mess. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I have like so much Scorpio energy. I'm just like, I could literally be looking at shit and just be laughing. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm a moon in Aries and I got a Scorpio stellium, so I'm okay. You're in Tennessee. Metropolis is only a 2-hour drive. You're hysterical. That's just funny. But for real though, we going on to Taurus. So Aries people, Pisces people, holla. Let me know this is good. You know what I'm saying? Let me know this is doing you a role here. You know what I'm saying? Some support. Also, everybody, I just want to let you know that if you're serious about learning astrology, I just sent you the link in the YouTube chat, okay? And if you're on the IG, you can check my bio. It's in there. WizdomDropz Astrology School is happening. Right now, we're enrolling, and we're going to start early June. A week into June, we're flying. This is a serious, hardcore program for, like, fun learners who are also serious learners, you know what I mean? Like, we keep it light, but we also have learning objectives that I make sure we reach by the end of class. So it happens every Sunday, and it's going to be live over Zoom. It's a million times more interactive than even this platform, because like I actually ask you to apply the technique that I give you, and then I help support you as you process the information and integrate it in yourself. Then you have treasure hunts, which are like homework, extra fun, super fun. It's just tons of value. You get recordings, you get PDFs of presentations, you get a test at the end if you want to really test your chops. And most of all, you get me, you know what I'm saying, for live coaching. And trust me when I say I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, because I love my students. I invest in my students, and I am very grateful and honored and thankful that people choose me, to teach them this stuff, because I do feel this is a sacred, art form. It is, and it's slash science. So anyway, I get really passionate about it, but you can also watch on my YouTube channel. I put a video of my students talking for themselves with their experiences. So if you just want to hear them talk about it in their own words, you can do that. And I made a 14-minute long video. It's literally them the whole time with really funny edits. If you haven't watched it, it's like a commercial. It's kind of cute. I got to hype myself up. I'm a Libra sun, so I don't try to be like, look at me, but I got an Aries moon. So I'm like, hey, I got to let you know, this is what it is. Capricorn rising, we about business. So I'm pumped for Natasha. Hey, girl. Yeah. So this is for people who are like ready to go, ready to enroll, ready to launch this baby. Get yourself, coaching for 3 hours every Sunday live, 12 p.m. Central Time to 3 p.m., 26 weeks, baby. It's a 6-month long program. And I'm just ecstatic that we're doing another round. It really brings me so much inner spiritual gratitude and reward to share this skill with you. David says, what do you think the Aztecs 6 suns starting on this coming eclipse? I don't know anything about that, and therefore have no comment. So I don't know. But that's the other refreshing thing about astrology school. I don't fake. So if I don't know something, I'll tell you I need to look it up. But it's not often that people get me with things I'll say that I don't know offhand. But this is referring to a different system. So I digress. We need to get to Taurus, y'all. So Taurus people in the room. Taurus people, where you at? Taurus people, wow. So this eclipse is in Pisces, right? And for Aries, it was in the 9th house. But for you, Taurus, this is the 8th house. Dun, dun, dun. What's the 8th house? Well, everybody will tell you the 8th house is death. The 8th house is loss. And you'll get some people telling you the 8th house is debt, which is very true. And you know what else the 8th house is? It's other people's money. So when you're a Taurus, oftentimes you're concerned with material matters to begin with. Let's be honest. It's noticed because you know what? We live in a material world. Literally, it's third dimensional. So you need to have an understanding of that. And that's why we have Taurus as a zodiac sign. And for that matter, all the earth signs, Virgos, Capricorns, you understand? But Virgo, is different and Capricorn is different. So we're going to talk about y'all in a second. But Taurus people, this is your opportunity to seek investment. And also, Taurus, if you do lose somebody, or for that matter, something that meant something to you, because it is the 8th house, and I don't want to front with you, and I don't ever want to sugarcoat, but I also don't ever want to overhype. So I try to walk the middle of the road and just balance it out. I'm a Libra, I'm not trying to go and distort anything, But at the same time, it's a possibility, Taurus. You might lose someone or something that means a lot to you. And at the same time here, regardless of the situation, Taurus, because it is a south node, we talked about this in the beginning, it's a release energy, this eclipse, for everybody. And from the release comes something new. So for you, Taurus, regardless of what that release looks like, you understand, there is a new beginning in the 8th house, which has to do with everything to do with your occult knowledge, your ability to heal, your ability to change something, to transform something. And if you sit with the concept of transformation, it's literally that composting cycle, right? Or that change it up. Or if you take a paintbrush, because you got a canvas in front of you, you're transforming that canvas with every stroke of paint. But the thing about it, at the same time that you're adding paint to the canvas, you're taking it away from the palette that it sits on before then. You're wiping your palette clean of paint. So there's almost like a death of paint on your palette in order for the new life of the paint on the canvas. So my question to you, Taurus, is what are you painting within the loss? There's an exchange at this point in time. You understand? The 8th house is exchange energy. It is karma. And it is other people's resources. And it is debt. And you know what, Taurus? Because the south node is there, you might be healing and addressing debt from the past, because the South Node is the past. You understand, Taurus? So understand, if you're a Taurus, again, I want to just establish with everybody that, Jupiter is the dispositor of this Sagittarius eclipse. There's every reason under the sun to be feeling faithful, to be feeling spiritually aligned. And again, I'm getting goosebumps because I just feel like this is truth. That's my inner truth test. There's every reason, to understand that this is a divinely guided time. And I'm not saying that to hype it. I'm saying it because it's true. Jupiter is the planet of angels. Jupiter is literally the planet of angels, and it's in its best place it can be in, okay, outside of Cancer, okay, by like the official, records of astrology. So like Pisces is a really cushy place for this to be happening, and I just think it's going to be good for you, Taurus. So don't, even if there is a loss, don't let it get to you at a point where you feel totally defeated and utterly defeated, because you are not. You have every opportunity, Taurus, to transform that situation into something new, even if it is a painful loss. You understand, Taurus? I just want to make sure you understand that. So that's what I got to say about that. We're going to move on to Gemini. Is my Gemini gang still in the house? I want to know if y'all still in the house. Let me know, Geminis, if you're still here. Carissa Marie says, Lynn, if you're still here, I saw your earlier comment. I am Virgo Sun, Sag Ascendant, and Aries Moon. Opposite you. Funny. Oh my gosh, that's cute. Virgo, Aries, and Sag. Y'all are fun. I love fire people. Fire people, honestly, I'm just so happy you exist. Same with water people, water sign people. I'm literally happy every sign exists, but like I have a special place in my heart for like fire people, air people, the analytical. There's just something to love about everybody. Like you have the brains on lock, you know what I'm saying, and the communication. Heyo. Okay, angels are covering. Yes, ma'am. My Jupiter is in Taurus, so I'm looking forward to this energy personally. Get it, girl. Your Jupiter is in Taurus. That is a divinely guided connection. Uranus is, as I'm sure you know, also in Taurus as we speak by transit, because, that's an ongoing years and years long experience, but it's helping bring your Jupiter up to a different level of like, whoa, what is happening? Uranus is in many ways like the higher energy of Jupiter, in that it's like related to the angel beings and the ET, if you will, beings, the beings that are just more advanced. They're just that level, that next level, you know what I mean? So there's that. Hey, Carissa. Cool. So we have the Gemini presence in the room. Okay, so my gems. Let's talk about you. Gemini people, this eclipse is in your 7th house. Holy freaking guacamole. This is intense, yo. The 7th house is no joke. The 7th house is a serious placement. Because the thing about the 7th house is that it's everything to do with not only marriage, partnerships, your girlfriend, boyfriend, just whatever, special friend, gender neutral, whatever. It's about like anybody you're partnered up with, but it's also about like your business partners. And it's also about people who you're just partnered with, friends, like business partners, friend partners, lover partners, contract partners, like whatever it is. The 7th house is everybody you deal with. And it's like literally the world that you interface with through other people in a certain type of way. So it's very social. It rules the first marriage. And really you can see a lot about how you deal with the world, more specifically how you deal with people and relationships, okay, by that 7th house. So when you think about that for a second, Gemini, it's like, whoa, you got that eclipse in the 7th house. Number 1, whoa. Number 2, whoa, you got the South Node there, Gemini, which means a release. So Geminis, if you are in a relationship, I wouldn't expect, I wouldn't expect it to last. But what I really mean to say is like, if you're in a relationship that is a little rocky, and in your soul is just like, yeah, this probably isn't going to work out. it's gonna, in the next 6 months, over the next 6 months, it ain't gonna work out. You know what I mean? If it's not meant to work out, if it is, then you know what? Karma can't mess with that. Fate can't mess with that. Because if it is, it is. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta understand that there's an understanding, there's a destiny beyond maybe our comprehension. You know what I mean, Gemini? And you are not the type to be like, oh my God, I have to like hang on to this relationship. Please. You're a mutable sign. Your seventh house is Sag. So you're like, if the vibe ain't right, I'm out. Bye. Like, that's not how it's just not how you're hardwired to like cling. So if you are a Gemini out there watching this and you're like, yeah, I know I'm in a thing that just doesn't need to go. Now, I do want to say that every chart is totally unique, and every chart has different planetary energies, and every chart has just different factors that we need to consider, right? But this is just a blanket understanding of Gemini, okay? So that's what I want to say to you about that factor of it. Now, you're going to be letting go of relationships, but Gemini, you're also letting go of different habits that you've allowed into those relationships. And keep in mind, Gemini, that the moon is the ruler of your second house, if you are a Gemini ascendant especially, but you can read this for your sun and your moon sign too, right? As many people here already know. James is lolling. So like, you're gonna like be okay with the transformations, I think, Gemini, because you are so flexible, and because the second house, though, it has to do with your close people. So your real close people, like your serious fam. So if you are a Gemini who has been in a long-term partnership, commitment, you know what I meant, and you at the same time have a feeling of like, no, this isn't going to last, even though we've been together X amount of years, it's probably not going to last. And I'm totally not here to deliver bad news, nothing like that. No, not at all. And if it's meant to last, by all means, bless you and let it last. I'm not wishing it on anybody. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is what it is. It is what it is, So also, like, with a business partner, you might lose one to gain one. Like, you might lose one day, and then literally the next day you gain one. It could just be like, whoa, karma was playing out. Like, fate was at the party. You know what I mean? So I just want to let you know that, Gemini. Don't worry. It is already 10:04. I better speed these up. So, Gemini, I hope that was valuable. I hope that was useful to you. And, you got to surrender at a certain level. You got to surrender, and you just gotta like let what intuitively needs to play out. And with Jupiter being disposited, Gemini and Pisces for you right now, that's gonna be your 10th house. So there's even like a legacy aspect here, Pisces. I think you're in particular, you're saying, look, how do relationships play out for me in terms of what I want to leave behind? I think a lot of Gemini people out there are going to be experiencing that kind of moment. Like, wait, what do I want the story of my life to be when I look back on it? Like, what do I really want that to say when I'm all said and done? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say to you. Okay. Now we're going to move on to who's next? Cancers. Fun. Are there any Cancers in the room? Can you let me know? Okay, so Cancer people, this is for Cancer, Ascendant, Sun, and Moon. I'm going to base how long I'm spending on them based on who's in the room live. So if you are a Cancer, please stand up. Please stand up. Yo, this poison ivy is so real. I'm looking forward to that healing. I didn't know it would go in lines, but I researched it, and it was like, it often is in lines because the plant excretes its stuff when you hit it. And I'm like, yo. All right. Cancers. So Cancer people, the moon is the ruling planet in some ways, because like the moon is like the full moon eclipse, you understand? So it's not like the ruling planet of Sag or anything, but it's like a key player during this lunation, because any lunation is going to affect you, as you, my friend, are ruled by a luminary. You're ruled by the moon. So when you think about that, that's deep. That means it's like, whoa, Cancers expect big changes, But it's like the dispositor again is Jupiter, and that's in your 9th. So I think this is really auspicious for a lot of Cancers out there. Similarly to Aries in certain ways, I think you'll have some philosophical enrichment, and use in particular with Jupiter in the 9th. Are you kidding me? Cancer's faith over the next at least few months, just from the Jupiter and Pisces residue of its transit, and then it's retrograde back into Aquarius, and then it's flipping back at the end of 2021, right, into Pisces. I think you in particular, Cancer, for the next 3 months, maybe as much as the next 6 months, because the influence of the eclipse, you're going to be having like unfuckwittable faith. You know what I mean? Your faith is just going to be next level. Like, can't mess with it. Can't touch this. You know what I mean? Because the thing about it, Cancers, is that you got like a lot of internal vibes, and sometimes those vibes can cause a tumultuous state of being. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Jupiter's in your ninth, and that's a great place for it to be, period. And then the fact it's in a great sign for Jupiter is even better. So I think that's how it's going to play out as a backdrop. The main thing being in Sag, of course, Cancers. This is going to be in your 6th house. Is that accurate, TONIA? Yeah, that's accurate. It's going to be in your 6th house. So it's all about the health and wellness game. And if you don't want to do the health and wellness game, you will get checked. And I think a lot of you will, though, because be like more in the flow is what I'm trying to say. You won't have to be checked by the universe. You won't have to be like cosmically checked. You know what I mean? Like you won't have to have like a big, you won't have to have a big like boom, pay attention, like Denzel Washington moment or anything, Cancers, because it's just more like flowing. Okay. And with that Jupiter influence, on the 9th, it's really smoothing out things. But do be mindful of your health. You need to be like on the gentle cleanse game, Cancer. Nothing super dramatic though, because you could bring some really unwanted like residues. Take it slow, take it easy, take it gradually, Cancers. Don't be going crazy like, ovaries and balls to the wall and whatnot. You need to get like, you need to get a little serious about how you're handling your health. So your diet, your spiritual practice, this is all habits. I'm saying these are habitual tasks. The rituals, every day I do a ritual. Astrology is supposed to be a spiritual practice. I got a yoga, meditation, prayer thing, every day. It's very important. If you're practicing astrology, you need to have some connection to faith, you know what I'm saying? And so as a Cancer right now for you, with that 6th house, that's going to be about how are you approaching your habits, period. How are you approaching your healthy habits, your whatever habits. So hope that was helpful, Cancers. Hope that was helpful. We're going to move on to Leos. Okay, are there any Leos in the room? I'm having a hard time believing that there's no Leos in the room. But, Leo people, what house is this going to be in? Their 5th house, fun. Leo people, this is going to be a new beginning in probably your habits and your hobbies and your romance, because the 5th house is a very flirtatious house, and it's very much so aligned with you in a lot of ways. As a Leo, the 5th house is just like natural for you. It's like the fun, joyful, kid-like house of romance and heart chakra energy, which is you. You know what I'm saying? So Leo midheaven, cool girl, read this for your legacy. Everything I'm saying right now, let it be like, understand this, interpret this through the lens of your legacy and what you're doing. Also, it could be like your husband if you're like if you're into men and happen to be married. It could also end up being like a father figure in your life if you are like, close with your dad or anything like that. So just read it for that. Okay. So with that said, though, the Leo energy is going to be influenced with that 5th house. So this is the fun, the flirtation, and yes, also the habits and the pleasurable activities. Okay. This could be, like kids of a father. If you were reading the 10th house as the father house, you would use derivative, or you would use, relative house system and say, oh, well, Leo's the 1st house in that example, and 5 houses from there is the house of children from that perspective of the father. That is the 10th house. We talk about this in astrology school. It makes more sense when it's been gone through very methodically, like step at a time, and I approach it very systematically. All that to say, in this case, the 5th house from the midheaven might symbolize habits of your father, like creative pursuits, passion projects, whatever he likes to tinker around with. and or children of your father. In that case, it could end up being reflective of you, depending on what other houses are activated in your personal chart. If it is a sibling as well directed energy from the perspective of the father's fifth house, you would see indicators in your chart, assuming you are one of those siblings, in the third house. That's just good astrology. So we talk about these things in much more depth in astrology school. Lynn McCarty says, I have Leo and Mars. You have Mars and Leo. You have Mars and Leo. Cool. Okay. So Mars is in Leo. That's a great place for Mars. Mars and Leo makes you, again, every chart's unique. You got to look at the aspects, but Mars and Leo generally is quite the performer. One of my best friends is Mars and Leo, and they're just like a crazy performer. Your dad was a Leo. There you go. 10th house Leo. No longer with us, but I got you. Well, rest in peace to Natasha Jupiter's life, her father, because we all got loved ones on the other side, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard when you lose somebody close to you. It's very hard. It's very hard. There's no easy way around that, but you just got to remember that my mom said something really wise recently. It was, they were once, well, she was talking about my grandmother. She was once a soul, and then she was a human, and now she's a soul again. And I was like, wow, Mom, that's good. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take it. So anyway, though, Leos, I think it's a good time for you. I think it's a good time to, just get in touch with your fun. Get in touch with your fun, your spark, your spirit. What gives you joy? What gives you romance? What gives you pleasure? Go, and if you're into this, I'm not telling you to go and gamble. Don't get it twisted. But I'm telling you, if you do a scratch off ticket here and there, it ain't no big deal. You know what I mean? Go get a scratch off ticket. I'm just saying, speculation, money by speculation, fifth house. Now, with that said, you don't want to mess too much with an eclipse. Do not go bet in the farm, Leo. Do not do it. I am not telling you to do that. But if you want to spend a little whatever on doing whatever is relationally healthy for you, you do it. And you can invest in things that are fun for you too. And you could even pursue things, if this is a 10th house, for example, that are fun to you for your public career. Because the fifth house from the 10th house, you understand? So it's like the pleasure to the legacy becomes the legacy. You see how you read that? Another thing you could interpret with this, Leo, since again, the moon is the dispositor of this, or excuse me, not the dispositor, but is the planet that makes it an eclipse, because it's a full moon, right? Eclipse. And the moon rules Cancer in your chart if you're a Leo. This could also, being your 12th house, of course, it could also signify spiritual retreat, a time to go privately within yourself, a time to be alone and practice a little bit of emotional isolation, and maybe allow yourself to just reflect independently, in private where nobody really sees you, about that. Now, I'm going to be frank, with the 12th house and the 5th house activated, this could totally be a time for hidden flings. I said it, and I hope it's not like you're in a relationship and you're cheating. I would look to the 8th house as well to be like, what's going on? So what's the 8th house? What's the 8th house for y'all? It's going to be Pisces, right? Yeah, it's Pisces. So, damn, Jupiter is the dispositor of this moon, yo. It's the ruler of Sag, and it's all up in Pisces, your 8th house, yo. Leo, we got a plot line. The plot line is you might have got some flings going on, Leo. What you doing? Even with the Mars in Leo, because that's like your passion planet. That's your passion planet, yo, along with Venus. And so when you think of Mars, that's your drive. It's your sex drive. I'm just saying, so when you got an 8th house from your sex drive planet, Mars and Leo, which, let's be honest, that's a juiced up Mars, okay? You could definitely be having some little fling, a little something, that's hidden. Why? Because the 12th house, you know what I'm saying? The 12th house is there. So I'm just saying, yeah, that's good. I'm going to take that for myself too. You take that, girl. That gift to that heart. Yeah, girl. All right, Leo. Thank you. Be sure to subscribe, by the way. If y'all aren't subscribed yet, what is you doing? I put out a video every single day of the week. Every single day of the week. And so, you know, if you vibe subscribe, it's free on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Here at the YouTube. Like the video. If y'all haven't liked the video, what is you doing? I got 8 people, 7 people, something like that in the room. Like this video, y'all. It helps the channel grow. Sneaky links activated. LOL. Yeah, you know it. That's astrology. You know what I'm saying? That's astrology. So I also want to talk about the next sign, which is Virgo. I love Virgos. I literally love all the signs, yo. But like, I got a special place in my heart for Virgos. Can the Virgo folk in the room, because there were just like so many comments I couldn't keep track of them. Great problem to have. But could you just like put in the chat, like, who are my Virgo people, so I have a sense based off of your previous comments and what you've said, like, who am I talking to Virgos, so I can make you like a better horoscope. Virgo people, please stand up. Like, where are you at? Because I want to talk to you. I don't see nobody yet. I know y'all are here though. So Virgo folk, where is this happening for y'all? Again, an angular house, just like Gemini. This is a big deal. This is a beautiful thing, Virgos, because the Virgo energy in general is, like I say, it's changeable, it's mutable, it's a walker, a shaker, you know, a mover, and a breaker of different systems. Because the thing about the Virgo energy is that it's going to improve whatever it was given. Whatever it was given, it needs to improve it. It has a strong, it's almost like an unstoppable, insatiable pull to make things right. And I know what it's like, because I have a Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Virgo. And thankfully, all positive aspects, which I'm very, you know, thankful to have. I'm not trying to flaunt my blessings to y'all, but it is what gives me my detail-oriented nature and my holistic wellness thing. You know what I'm saying? All the natural. But, you know, the Virgo thing, this is really going to be powerful for you, because the angular houses, it's not a joke. These are the houses that are the foundation of your whole chart, your whole life. Your chart, did you know this, is your first breath. Do you understand? The first breath you took out of your mother. Let that sink in a minute. So in your chart, if you're a Virgo, you got Sag in the 4th house. And so this eclipse is in the 4th house of home. We say Carissa, oh, hey. Okay, Virgo and Natasha, Jupiter life is also a Virgo moon. See, I love Virgo people. Y'all are like, I could go off forever on it, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, Virgo in chart will keep you in order for sure. Yes, which is so nice. Honestly, it's like so nice, because when you have that, it helps you like get your act together. But the thing we have to be careful of, if we have Virgo energy, we have to be really careful of. I'm watching my words, because I believe in the power of words, and I don't want to curse. Like, I curse with profanity all the time, but I don't want to like put curses on us. So what I'm saying with my words is that it is a very typical thing for Virgo people to be very critical of ourselves as well. And so when we ourselves do not meet a certain standard, because we have the ability, right, to assess and to recognize what an ideal should be, perhaps, or what is inherently, you know, not working about something. So when we have the ability to see it, but we don't necessarily have the ability to meet it yet, we can be the hardest critic on ourselves. At the end of the day, that's what makes Virgo people so skillful, though, because you're constantly working to be the improvement that you want to see in the world. That'd make a funny bumper sticker, yo. Oh my God, is Virgo, be the improvement, like cross out change. Be the improvement you want to see in the world. If y'all steal it first, I ain't even mad at you. It's too good. But I'm writing it down. Change. Be the improvement. You know what I'm saying? Improvement. That's what it's all about. Carissa says, yes, you know, though. True, to an extent. Good. Man, we can be brutal to ourselves. Girl, you already know it. And that's the thing, though. Like, it's not healthy when it ain't healthy. You understand? And let me tell you, Carissa, and everybody, Lynn, who got that energy too, everybody out there, Natasha, who has this energy, right? This is going to be an experience. When you have Virgo energy, you gotta understand that, yeah, she's laughing at the be the improvement. Yes. But for real though, like you got to understand that Mercury has a shadow side. You know what I mean? So Mercury, the thing about it, whether you got it in Gemini or Virgo, it's 2 It's both sides of that coin. You know what I'm saying? It's both. So the thing about the Virgo is that you got the blessing, but you definitely also got the curse, and you got to learn how to navigate those waters and make sure you always gear that other side of the coin towards the higher good. You know what I'm saying? It's like Harry Potter, Hermione, you know, if she went dark, it'd be a bad game. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta carry it. Like, you gotta be like on your shit, because you know, and direct it towards the light half of yourself. Because if you go dark, you can go real dark, Virgo. This is a mental health sign. You know what I mean? You can go real dark as Virgo. I know. You know, I have a whole lot of Virgo, says Lynn. Virgo Sun, whoa, Virgo Jupiter, and Uranus and Pluto. Okay, cool. You're Pluto and Virgo generation. Respect. Yes. So that's a great conjunction, by the way. That Jupiter, Uranus, Pluto, that's a very powerful energy anchor. Just saying, in our collective like population. So in your chart, that's just like a cool thing. Sun and Mercury is Virgo for Carissa. Girl, that's also a lot of Virgo. Because did you know Mercury's your intellect as well? And Mercury loves being in Virgo. I love communicating with Mercury and Virgo people because y'all are like speedy and fun. And to me, it's just like all like, you know, anytime I'm like talking with people about concepts, it's all fun and games. And Mercury and Virgo people, I'm like, where are we going? Take me on a ride. Like, let's go. Like, what are you going to say next? Like, where are we going? You know, my Mercury is in Scorpio, but it's like it's like right on my midheaven kind of. And so I like to go deep. And I have like my Venus, Jupiter in Virgo. So I'm just like, where are we going? Take me there. You know, she's like, right? Spot on. Yeah. Blessing and a curse. But you know what? You got it. You got the blessing. And that's the thing about it, Virgo. You got to understand at the end of the day, you might not have everything, you know, on lock just right, the way you want to see, but you got the blessing. So let's get to the eclipse for y'all. That was really fun talk about that. Again, why I like the live thing, because I can kind of customize where I'm, you know, putting more. So, you know, Virgo, the fourth house eclipse, what a powerful thing. I see you releasing a lot from your roots and your lineage because like, that you inherited, that you came from, and even releasing things to do with your mother. So, and, you know, father can also be seen in the fourth house according to Hellenistic astrology. So, especially think about it from the perspective of, you know, you are taking something that was instilled in you as a child. It was something that was just, it was given to you as the fact. It was the way things were. It was what you anchored into at the end of the day. It was what was the understanding, the expectation. And nobody said nothing about it necessarily, but it's what was instilled in you. It was everything around you in a summary of childhood, you know? Fourth house. Something about that, very deep. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no small thing. I just said that fourth house. Something about that. What you inherited, the legacy, not that you're making, but that you were part of when you were somebody else's child. You understand? That is going to be carrying you forward. Something that you need to let go of from that is going to be carrying you forward, okay, as you move into your legacy now. Because the North Node right now, remember, is in your 10th house of Gemini. You understand? So you're taking something from the past that needs to go because the South Node is on, you know, this lunation. This lunation is on the South Node, rather. And you're turning it into what it needs to be for you. What it is for you to turn what you inherited as a child into what you leave, what you do, who you're known for publicly, what you're known to do in the world. What is your vocation? You know, how are people remembering you on your tombstone? So this is real deal stuff that Virgos are thinking about, and you're crafting that, and you're in the process, a very powerful karmic process. And this could not, I want to assure all my Virgos out there, because, you know, this can bring a lot of anxiety when we talk about these big level changes. And a lot of Virgo energy people, it can bring up a sense of, oh no, I'm not doing enough yet. No, 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 no. Don't even get into that shit for a second. Why? I'm going to give you a very real astrological reason to be grounded in as to why you should not be in that vibe. Okay, Virgo? Because eclipses are fated and they're karmic. And you know what you're going to witness? An accumulation of everything you've put into this up until this point. And you're going to see big, bold changes. And it might result in some things changing in the workplace that impacts your career. And you say, you know what? I didn't want to be here anyway. I have to go and build this new legacy, and this is what I'm on already. And it might be you start working from home. It could be something as simple as that, because the fourth house is, your private environment, and the north node is in your 10th house. So to build your career, you're somehow working from home to do that. Isn't that great? You know what I mean? So there's that for your consideration, Virgo. Another thing this could be is that within your home or within your mother's life or your father's life, fourth house, right? There's a change that is very significant for them and very karmic. And you might have to have a parent come and live with you. That's another possibility, Virgo. I just want to put it up on your radar, because something could be lost by the parent, God forbid, but like they could like need your help right now at a certain level where they need to stay with you. And it might be permanent and it might not be. It might just be for a period of time, but you might have some of that come up over the next 6 months, Virgos. And again, don't worry about these things. It's like, if this is coming up and your parents already, this is a healthy response I'm outlining for you, right, Virgo? Like, I don't want you to stress out. If you know that your parents have some underlying health issues already, for example, it's a good idea to check in on them and their health and see how they're doing, and just tell them you're there to support them, and that it's a good time. You were hearing from your astrologer or whatever. It's a good time to just focus on their health and wellness, you know what I mean? And just be really careful. Around like things they should be careful about. Like make sure you put the stove off when you leave. Make sure when you're driving, you're paying attention to crazy ass people on the road. I'm just trying to give you real world ways of dealing with it, because like the healthy response is not to freak out and worry, because then you just attract it. And with the dispositor of the lunation being Jupiter, whatever you vibe is what you magnetize all the more. So don't vibe worry. The healthy thing to reframe is that, this is a fourth house eclipse. You could be totally revamping your land. If you have a home, you could be doing a 360 makeover on that home, or not 360, a 180 makeover on that home. And it could be beautiful, and really transformative. And through a lot of purging, South Node is there, you could be doing a lot more with your home revamp. I'm going to see what's going on in the chat. Love that. By the way, girl, this is Carissa with Solres. Yay! I made the class graphics. I was kind of wondering. I was like, is that Carissa? Hey, Carissa. That's why you're good at that. I was hyping you up to trend. I was like, girl, let me tell you, those graphics that Carissa did, they're so helpful. I'm taking these for my website. I'm going to do that color palette. I like it. That's what I needed. Like all this stuff. Thank you for that awesome contribution. I really appreciate it. Virgo is deep and present indeed. Living with a parent right now and realizing it may be for longer than I'd like. That's another thing. You might be living with the parent. Thank you for bringing that up. That's exactly what it could be. Haha, so on point. Organizing projects and revamping started today. Yes, that's literally what is happening. And it's going to be a really beautiful transformation. That fourth house is like your home. So at the end of the day, it's about changing up your home, So Virgo people, I hope that was helpful to you. I think the next 6 months, you're going to be really changing up how you approach the idea of who do I get to be, at home and in my life that I'm leaving behind, and where's the balance there? You're going to be dealing with a lot of that. There's a nodal energy here for you already. You got the eclipse activation now, Virgo. There's just a lot of reassessment, and whatever is karmically playing out is playing out. And you know what? The universe is half destiny and karma and fate and half free will. You know what I'm saying? So you choose to some extent. And really the quote I'm going to leave you with on that, Virgo, is do your best, surrender the rest. Okay? That's the best thing I could possibly tell you. So I hope you enjoyed that, Virgo. I also want to say that, going on to the next sign, which is going to be Libra. What's up, Libra? Libra folk, this is going to be fun. If you're a Libra in the room, let me know. I'm the only Libra here. What? I don't know if David is still here, if he's long gone. Mr. I'm only 2 hours away. Where you at, David? You still in the room? Yeah, I'm talking smack. All right, so Libra people, this is going to be good. It's your third house. Libra rising, Joe. What's up, Joe? I'm glad you're here. You're like a commenter person. I recognize your name and your groovy little yin yang. What's up, girl? Libra rising. We're going to talk about it. And Lynn is a Libra Mercury, Libra Venus, Libra midheaven. Okay, relevant. That is relevant. All right, good. I got Libras live. We're going to jump into that. This is the third house. Can y'all tell me what the third house means already? I want to know what you know. I'm going to ask you. What's the third house, y'all? Tell me. You don't know? That's okay. The third house. This is going to be at the basic level, your communications, okay? And yes, communications is big, Libra, because not only for just people in general is it big, but if you are a Libra, communications is really important because you, honey pie, you got air energy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're reading for that is Libra in your chart, you have air energy. And air energy is all about communication at the end of the day, and it's all about people at the end of the day. That's the thing about it. Because when you think about it like, oh, what is Libra? Everybody's always like, oh my God, you're so pretty. You're such a harmonizer. You're like an event planner or whatever, you know? You're like, you know, over here like, you know, making things all pretty and helping people with their freak out moments when everybody's like freaking out, and you're like the peacekeeper. And it's like, well, that's fine, but Libra, you're really about, at the end of the day, people. At the end of the day, why? Because y'all are an air sign, you know what I mean? And you're inherently social. So it's like, Libra, what are you doing with your life? You're talking, you're communicating. And so the third house in the ancient world too, if you don't already know, it wasn't just siblings and cousins and neighbors and communication. It was also the house of the goddess. Dun, dun, dun. If you don't know, now you know. So the house of the goddess, guess what planet that is? The moon. That's right, because the moon, right? And now with that said, you got the moon at this full moon, okay, eclipse, anybody? Okay, that is in that third house, the house of the goddess, aka by Hellenistic standards. So this is gonna give you a more potent, like the Mario mushroom, you know what I mean, of the Libra experience of this. It's like, what, third house, moon is there, eclipse, cool, you know. And it's also therefore, because of the house of the goddess and because it's associated with the moon, it's also the house of business and small business. And normally in astrology, you don't get that download. You understand? All good here in New Zealand. Lovely, sunny, chilly autumn Tuesday afternoon. That is beautiful. You're in New Zealand. Oh, there is so much. Oh my God. I want to go to New Zealand and Australia so bad. Secret news. I haven't been out of the US yet in life. I know, but I want to go to New Zealand so fucking bad. It is literally groovy. Your like restoration projects are dope. Like the coastal, I'm a landscape architecture student right now, actually. You know, in addition to my astrology. And so there's just a lot of cool stuff in New Zealand. I really appreciate that climate, that interesting place. In the land down under, y'all. That's so cool. Welcome. I love that I'm talking to people in the Southern Hemisphere. So anyway, happy autumn. I love autumn. It's my other favorite season. You know, Libra's over here. Proud Kiwi. Oh, so cute. Come on down. One day, Joe, one day. So Libras, though, this is being the third house and, you know, the small business house at the end of the day, your entrepreneurship at a certain level, right? Because it's the third house of business and the house of the goddess, and it's associated with money and this waxing and this waning, this like growing and lessening, right? Because the moon does that. It's like a body. It grows and it wanes, you know? And so Libra, I think that you're going to be experiencing some powerful shifts in business. I think you're going to be experiencing growths in business because the dispositor of this third house lunation is Jupiter. Do not forget. And Jupiter is in Pisces, right? And for you Libra, that's actually going to be your, what is that? That's not your fourth house. And it's not, what am I tripping over all of a sudden? I just had a big blank in my, it's your sixth house. So Pisces is your sixth house, Libra. So with that said, you're going to be experiencing these shifts in the context of work and your daily habits, and it could all connect back to your own business. So I see this a lot because the third house, sixth house interconnection here, it's people you work with, like your mates at work, your friends, your work friends, and also, in the context of the sixth house, it's your habits. So these are people you see every day or you work with every day routinely, and something powerful and big is changing there. And it might be that you're leaving your workmates' third house behind, South Node, eclipse in Sag, okay, in the third house with the moon, in order to build a new project. That is the North Node for you Libras, ninth house. That's more in alignment with your belief systems about the world and your own personal sense of justice. Because the ninth house has a lot of alignment with what is right, okay? And you add the sign of Libra, hello, into the equation, and you are all about balance, you understand? So you have to balance. And with the Pisces influence for work, it could be about compassion and empathy. And I see Joe just said, just started to volunteer for hospice, got a Pisces moon, sixth house. Yo, bless you. Volunteer for hospice. You are a soul warrior. That is the hardest. It's just so deep, that work is very deep. It's very deep work. I had to death doula for my grandma, and that was some next level. Hospice. Good for you, girl. Power to you. Thanks for doing the work you do. We need people who can deal with that, on this earth. You know what I'm saying? So it's serious shit, yo. It's real serious. So anyway, though, Libra people, I think that with the third house thing, it's about the communications. How are you communicating yourself? How are you expressing yourself and your thoughts in the world? And how are your thoughts and your philosophies aligning or not? And what can you do that is habitual? Sixth house, dispositor of the lunation in Pisces, or excuse me, the lunation in Sagittarius, with Jupiter being in Pisces, sixth house, right? With that sixth house, Libra, how can you tie your habits? How can you address your habits, right, in order to manifest the truth of your communications and your philosophy, Libra? That's what I'm asking you right now. So that's what the eclipse is asking you right now. And so for my Insta people, I think my phone wants to die on me. I'm going to peace out. But if you want to catch me on YouTube, this is where we're at while we finish this. Okay? Peace. Now, everybody else on YouTube, we is just going to keep grooving, baby. Don't you worry. So with that said, Libra people, let me know if that resonates. I want to know, obviously Joe is over here, explaining to us how that makes sense with her hospice thing, how this is all one coming to circle, makes sense thing, right? But I want to know for everybody, how is this resonating? Who has Libra energy strong in your chart? What is this doing for you? What is this showing you at this point in time? Okay? So that's what I want to know. We're going to move on to Scorpio. I'm excited. Are you in the room, Scorpio? Honestly, y'all are everywhere, so I'll be surprised if you ain't. But let me know if you're in the room on the YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Because Sag Eclipse is in your second house, you know what I'm saying? So it's serious out here. It ain't no joke. This ain't no joke. Second house is finances. Okay, Scorpio? It's finances, and it's also all about what are you getting done that builds your capacity to hold finances and to hold financial wealth. What are you doing, Scorpio, that is holding, your value at the end of the day? And where is your self-esteem at, Scorpio? Where are you at with your self-worth as a Scorpio right now? Are you feeling your whole thing, Scorpio? Or are you like, oh my gosh, I can't be feeling my thing because I am inferior, blah, blah, bullshit, blah. That's what I'm asking you, because that's what this eclipse is asking you. Yes, Scorpio rising. Okay, Natasha, girl. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm talking to you then. Let me just turn off this and I won't be distracted by that no more. Put that over to the side. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Tailored to you. What's up? Eric in the house. Eric, what's up? Good to see you, man. We're cruising through this live, we're getting into Scorpio. If y'all don't already know Eric from Tailored to You Coaching, he is a mega dope astrologer. We're going to do some lives, and I'm beyond pumped for it because this cat is funny. And if you like my style, you'll probably dig his style. So you can go over there and subscribe. because he's good astrology content. Okay. Now, moving right along, I'm talking to Natasha and whoever else is out there that is a Scorpio ascendant, sun, or moon. Okay? I don't be dropping people's signs unless they drop them. Shit. But with that said, hi, Eric. With that said, okay, Scorpio, second house, man, woman, child. This is all about your finances, and it's about what you own and what you possess. But as I just said, this is all about your self-worth, your belief about what is the value of identity. Oh, Scorpio rising, there you go. See? So we got multiple Scorpio risings in the house. So this is very much so important for y'all because your house system is from that ascendant first and foremost. Okay? So again, it's your value to yourself worth, your self-value, your self-worth. Okay? So don't be surprised, Scorpio, if over the next 6 months you find yourself releasing snip snip. And you as a Scorpio, you are familiar with this concept. And to some of y'all out there, you're like, what? I cling to everything. But think about it. When somebody does you wrong or something goes just like, oh no, that needs to end, you're just like, snip, snip, bring out the scissors, snip, snip. And then the exact opposite, it's like, if you're onto something, you're like, no, we're here, we're tight, like this is it. Because that's how Scorpio rolls. It's kind of all or nothing. It's like yes or no, which to me is refreshing, to be honest. But not everybody sees it that way. That's why everybody thinks you're so damn intimidating. You understand, Scorpios? Eric says Scorpio ascendant, Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune. Virgo sun, Cap moon. Yeah, so you got a lot of earth energy in there to balance out all this intuitive emotional water. And Scorpio is fire and ice, everybody. So the poles of Scorpio. You can be like the ice queen, the ice king. If you need to say bye, is bye, boy, bye, girl, bye, Or like if you need to be like, no, this is the path, you will follow the path, which is dope. So anyway, Scorps, that second house activation, there is the South Node there. And I know a lot of Scorpios right off the bat are going to be like, oh my God, I am losing something. Everything is going to go to shit with my finances, But don't. It ain't worth it, Scorpio. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it because you already know that you are the creator of this at a high level. And, I believe everybody has fate and destiny and also free will. And for you in particular, Scorpio, I believe that you above all the signs understand that your contributions to your life do indeed have an impact on your life. And by that, what I mean is that y'all know you're already up on the fact that you are co-creators. You understand? So Scorpio, I'm gonna remind you of that for a second. I'm just gonna remind you on that. Because when you got that South Node in that second house, I already told you it's about surrendering. The South Node is where you gotta let go at any point in time. You can't fixate over it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. And when, sometimes you need to let go of second house things, meaning like self-worth complexes, meaning even some of your money, not all your money. Don't be betting the farm, nothing like that. But, sometimes you got to let go of a little to make a little. And, look at what it's opposing, Scorpio. You understand? So look at what it's opposing out of this. So this is going to be your 8th house. So this is a second 8th house axis. You can't just ignore that 8th house. That would be like ignoring half the eclipse. So the 8th house being activated as well for you, Scorp, it's other people's resources and other people's value. And value is not always a monetary thing. You got to understand this is other people's resources. Rewind, resources. So you got to think about it from that perspective. How are you using and collaborating with other people's resources, whether that is an investment, Scorpio? Because the South Node is in that second house, so you might be losing some money, and the North Node is in the 8th house. You might be gaining some debt. On the flip side, you might be losing some money, second house South Node, to pay off some debt because you got the North Node in the 8th house. So you're paying it off. You're addressing North Node in the 8th house. You understand? The debt. Again, the dispositor of this is what planet, y'all? What's the dispositor? You know the dispositor. What's the ruling planet of Sag? Jupiter. And what sign is Jupiter in? Everybody, Pisces. We love it. We love it. We love it. It's great. It helps. It helps a lot, you know? So it's really like, again, I'm going to remind y'all, as a Scorpio, you're a super attractor. Whatever you put out there energetically, it's what happens in the universe. I'm not trying to hype it up, but I'm simplifying, I'm simplifying. So just make sure you're aware of that. And remember, your vibe is your magnetizing GPS, your compass. You know what I'm saying? Your compass is whatever your vibe is. Your vibe creates your compass. It determines where north is. Is north into your demise or is north into your ultimate success, Scorpio? Only you can answer that question. And also remember, eclipses, as I've been saying throughout this reading, they are culminations, okay? Karmic, fated, tattooed, destined, written in the stars, the diary of your life ahead of time, events. So don't be surprised when some serious crazy shit goes down and you suddenly get a big investor, you suddenly get a nice loan, you suddenly get somebody coming to want to buy something from you that's a lot of value. You suddenly get a really powerful collaboration where you somehow combine and pool resources to create more resources for everybody. There's many different ways that a second eighth house axis can be activated. And with Jupiter being the doctor, is Jupiter, let me put it to you like this. This is a great thing that just popped into my head from somewhere source, you know what I'm saying? Stethoscope. The stethoscope, it checks your heart to see how good it's going, and it's kind of like a little rope of measurement for your pulse and what is going on in your life. You see the doctor and she puts it in their ears and they're all like, what's going on? And that's the pulse. So it's like the stethoscope of this is the planet that rules this. So the stethoscope, the indicator of what's going on with the health of the eclipse, boom, 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 boom. What's the pulse? What's the rhythm? What's going on? Is the planet that rules it. And we've already been saying it's Jupiter. But Jupiter being in this blissed out, high vibe, spiritual, angelic, divine guides from the other side sign, Pisces, really good dignity, solid dignity, solid spiritual dignity. But for real, it is. It's solid. It's good. It's good, dignity. It's strong, it's what you believe it to be. So call on your angels and ask them to help you with your faith. If you're somebody who struggles with faith, Scorpio, I think it's going to be a powerful time for you though. Ask for that, and it could be the right time to invest. If you got the coin and you don't have to worry about this, it's a great time to invest. North Node in the 8th house. Are you kidding me? Invest, but don't do it hastily. Don't, Mercury is shadow right now. Mercury is about to be retrograde. Okay. Unless you've already known about something, or unless something has a long track record behind it, that shows that it's legitimate. There's like proof, in other words, that really shows you this is a grounded resource. It's not necessarily the best time to make large investments in things, unless it's something you're revisiting from the past. So especially given that Mercury is going to be going and completing this cycle in that sign where the North Node currently is, Gemini, which is again for you, Scorpio, your 8th house, I think it's a great time to invest. It's a great time to invest wisely, okay, with wisdom. Jupiter ruled sign, Sagittarius. But if you have the faith and the spirit, and like Scorpios, you're so intuitive. If you have the vibe, this is the right time to do this. Then trust your vibe. That's a message I need to be even more regularly delivering on my channel. Ultimately, y'all need to trust your own intuition. You need to trust your own vibe. Every single person out there, you need to direct to yourself as the ultimate authority. Because it's when you start surrendering to other people as the only ones who know anything that you get real lost real quick. You understand? So always defer to yourself at the end of the day for what is true. And you can inform yourself with astrology, and you can inform yourself with tarot card readers, and you can do whatever you want with your life, because guess what? It's your life. But at the end of the day, Scorpios and everybody, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand that you're the pilot of the ship that is your life. There's only one of you in this body, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? God willing, spirit willing. And with that said, you gotta direct this. Because if you don't, the universe will take over and show you what you need to pay attention to. So Scorpios, you already know you're like the player. You're the puppeteer. You make shit happen. You organize it. And I mean that in the best way. And yeah, it could be the worst way. So watch yourself. If you're trying to do some negative I don't think you're on this channel if you're watching my content, you know what I'm saying? But don't be doing no shady shit, Scorpio, because guess what? The second house, the eighth house, that's karma, you know what I'm saying? You try to pull from some shit, the universe is like, yeah, right, boom, denied. Like, yeah, here's your karmic reward times 3, you know what I mean, for that. So don't be trying none of that, Scorpio. It ain't time to go all low vibe on me. Eagle and Phoenix. Eagle and Phoenix. That's where we want to be. We don't need to be down in that lower vibration. James says, my ex-wife is a Libra and my girlfriend is a Libra. Well, James, I hope you listened to the Libra horoscope because we just did it before this. All right, Scorp. I feel like that was pretty deep. I feel like, appropriately so. How apropos. But for real, I think you got some good financial opportunity coming up. And, Nadia Shah is a dope astrologer, and she always says anytime you have second, eighth house activation, the money you need is always there. And I'm like, you know what, Nadia, that's interesting. I don't know if I disagree with you or fully agree with you, but I think I agree with you. So I'm just going to drop that in there. You know what I mean? So you can think about that. But, there's always the energy around there to engage with whatever is showing its head to you, especially under an eclipse energy. It's destined, it's fated, it's karmic. It's a tattoo on your imprint of life that it was gonna happen before you even came here type level. So just set your vibe to receive your good, Scorpio. If you know you've been doing good stuff, you got nothing to worry about. And if you know there's opportunities on the horizon, then by all means set your Sagittarian arrow and let that 5th house dispositor, Jupiter, of pleasure, of joy, of passions, of passion projects, of your habits, your hobbies, and most definitely your spiritual pursuits. If you're a Scorpio out there who doesn't have to worry about your financial health, good job, way to be a healthy Scorpio. And it is an exquisite time to invest in those passion projects, 5th house, things that are fun, things that are light, that are flirty, that are whatever. And to Scorpio people who are more open about their sexuality and stuff, sure, it can be a great time for a little fling or whatever. If that's what floats your boat, great for you. And you know what? Be safe, have fun. That's all I got to say. Because the 5th house there is a great time to enjoy a great time. You know what I mean? With the Jupiter there in the 5th house. So, and again, Jupiter is going to be retrograding back, rewinding back into Aquarius, okay? And then it will be going back. He will be going back the end of the year into his own sign, Pisces. You understand? So the gifts that start now will fully bear fruit down the road at the end of this year. So if you are a Scorpio looking to enroll in astrology school, just saying, great time, because the 5th house in spiritual pursuit, especially with Jupiter being the angelic planet or the wisdom keeping planet or the knowledge that is applied keeping planet. And that reminds me, I want to talk about this wisdom versus knowledge drop, and we're going to do it under Sag, because that just happened perfectly where I remembered I wanted to talk about that tonight. So Scorpio, I hope this served you, and let me know if it resonated in the comments down below. So I'm also looking at Sag, right? Because Sag is like, whoa. But backing up before we get into your horoscope, Sag, and if you are a Sag, let me know if you're in the room so I can like talk to you like that based off your previous comments. Because I know everybody's been putting all these different key 3s, and I know I got a brain, you know what I'm saying? I'm very thankful. I'm not like, it's not the Tin Man that doesn't need a brain, right? Who is it? It's not the lion. I don't know who it is in the Wizard of Oz that needs a brain, but thankfully I'm not them. But like, I can't remember who is a Sag in the room, and I need your help. So make sure if you are a Sag in the room, you remind me, your girl, so I can talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but Sag though, for real, what is this axis? Everybody, all 12 signs, pay attention, listen up, because Sagittarius, Gemini axis, kids, this is impacting every single one of us right now. This is the eclipse, yo. This is where the nodal axis is. North node in Gemini, south node in Sag, moon in Sag, sun in Gemini. Pay attention. Wisdom versus knowledge. These are not the same. And I'm going to do a YouTube video just on this. And I feel so passionate. I'm going to get up on my Jupiter little soapbox and I'm going to preach, because it's real shit. Wisdom is knowledge applied. That's how I understand it. Knowledge is beautiful. Knowledge can get a lot done. It can get a lot done. With knowledge, you can fix many things. You can fix mechanical systems with knowledge. You can fix communication systems with knowledge. anything involving details. You can proofread with knowledge. You can edit things to the best version that they can be on paper. You understand? With knowledge. Knowledge can solve third world problems. It can solve third dimensional problems. It can solve problems that are mundane, problems that are of this world. Okay? Knowledge is very powerful, but knowledge without application, and application with the caveat, application to a higher wisdom, application to a higher faith, a higher belief, a higher source, a higher power, a belief that unifies, okay, a concept that is the unanimous truth, the ultimate truth of unity. You understand? Without that, without wisdom, knowledge ain't shit. Knowledge is nothing without wisdom. You can apply all the knowledge you want, and without the wisdom, the knowledge of wisdom, you don't know what you're doing with that knowledge. That knowledge can get lost real quick. So when I say that each energy of the zodiac is necessary, and when I say that this axis is an important axis to pay attention to, where are you embracing wisdom, and where are you acknowledging the knowledge you need in order to apply the wisdom from your past? Now I'm going to tie it all full circle and tie it into this eclipse. You understand? The South Node in Sagittarius is asking you, it's asking me to remember where we are already wise. Remember where you have already learned lessons. Remember where you have already learned the best applications of knowledge. Remember where you have learned when knowledge is relevant, when what knowledge is relevant. Remember your training, Jedi, because the South Node is in Sagittarius. You understand? You are to remember what is from the past that is worthy keeping. Jupiter is the ruler of this Sag energy, and he is an excellent, exquisite dignity that is divinely aligned with the highest, force of the universe that exists, with source. Jupiter in Pisces is God. It's just this beautiful, angelic, beautiful, warm, loving, nurturing, caring, compassionate, empathetic God. You know what I'm saying? Goddess. It's the vibe of the goddess. You know what I'm saying? So understand that this unconditional love, we have QE, pardon. We have QE in the room, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Joe's like joining hospice. She's got some Pisces stuff as like a volunteer. Pisces moon girl. Pisces moon people. Oh, bless your souls. Bless your souls. You are some sensitive souls. And I feel that. You know what I'm saying? My South Node's in Cancer, so I literally feel that. I got you. But, this is all of us right now, is what I'm trying to say to you. And we got to remember where we already know that inner wisdom. Where do we got that wisdom to carry it? You know what I mean? And how can we take that wisdom and turn it into North Node, our applied knowledge? You understand? And that's what I want you to get out of this, is that the South Node, as I've been saying this whole time, is where you release, but you got to take what's good of your past, everybody, in order to turn it into a more powerful future. You cannot disconnect from your past fully, or you disconnect from the roots that keep you grounded in this earth. You have to understand your roots, process your roots, go above and beyond and transform and improve on and go 2.0 on your roots by all means, but you got to remember your roots and honor what you've already learned that is wise, because knowledge is going to be around the corner. The next lunation is an eclipse, okay? The next time we have this eclipse come around, it ain't going to be long. It ain't going to be long. We're going to be talking about another eclipse right here real soon, okay? That's going to be the application of knowledge. So right now, the application of wisdom in the context of knowledge, you need to remember what the wisdom is that needs to be remembered. The universe is like, hello, what did you once learn that is now relevant, that was from a place of understanding, higher spiritual standing? That's what you're being asked to recollect. Recollect, retune, tap into that, everybody. All right. We say Sag ascendant. Yes. 11:15. Arnold. What's up, Arnold? Hello, Arnold. What's up? I ain't dropping nobody's placements, but I was just talking about one of your placements. You know what I'm saying? One of your astrological placements. I don't like to just drop people's placements unless they drop them. Eric dropped his placements, so now I can say he's a Scorpio rising. You know what I'm saying? With that Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune all up in there. But yeah. So anyway, we're going to move right along and we're going to go into Sag. So Sag, we just talked a lot about just the vibe in general. But for you, I think it's going to be all about everything related to yourself. And it's going to be a lot of you letting go of you. This is, again, an angular house, 1st, 4th, 7th, or 10th. Big time whammy. Notice that house engagement. So, it's the house itself. It's the house of the mask you wear in the world. It's how people interface with you at first interaction, whatever, Sag. So it's everything. It's kind of a big deal, in other words. And with your dispositor being, Jupiter there, it's in the sign of Pisces, which is your 4th house. So Sagittarius are going to be experiencing huge changes and shifts with your home environment that are just, I think, really blessed and just feel really in alignment with yourself and really in alignment with who you are. And there might be some big, really bold changes and transformations happening there right now. Might be is probably an understatement, because this is, again, an angular house, 2 angular houses, 3 if you're counting the fact the nodes are there, which you should be, okay? So pay attention to that. You understand, Sag? Know that big changes that happen for you, big changes that have big changes for your home context and what's going on there, it's all destined and it's divine. And you know what? You're a Sag. You're not usually the one to worry all the time. Mutable signs in general can be a little worrisome, but you're the fire sign. You're the mutable fire, so fire just has this really great ability to just burn the shit, burn the fat off of everything. And so it's just like, no, what is it really? Like really? And you're going to tell it with a little So Sag, don't be worried. Don't be concerned. No, you don't have time for that. Jupiter, your ruling planet, is in Pisces. You're probably feeling blissed out on a cloud right now. Good. Stay there, But do get grounded, because Jupiter is in that 4th house, and it's asking you to ground that spiritual bliss in the home. So wherever's home right now, Sag, you need to find space to integrate that spirituality. Honor is the word that's coming to me. The spirituality in the context of home. You know what, Sag? This would be a dope time to make yourself a little altar, or a little sacred garden. Why am I saying sacred garden? 4th house is land, gardening. Jupiter is in the 4th house. Really? I just got home. What's up, Arnold? Welcome. Yes, I was. I don't want to drop your signs like that, though, but I was. You can always watch the replay if you want to talk about it. It's all good. But, Arnold, you got to get back to me when you want to do your thing. So let me know in an email whenever it's good for you, what I said in there, okay? Also, I'm looking forward to doing that. So that'll be fun. Okay, but yeah, so Sag, it's really all about that. It's all about you. It's all about you, Sag, and your inner joy. And I think Sag moons in particular right now are just going to be really impacted, because the moon being there right now at the lunation itself, at the eclipse itself, you're having a moon return, which, it happens every 30 days. No big deal. But this moon return is a full moon, and this lunar return is an eclipse. So it is a big deal. You're going to be feeling it. And I think it's really auspicious. It has all the good undertones, the stethoscope, the rope of health, the detective of health is the planet that rules the eclipse, and Jupiter rules this eclipse, and it's abundantly healthy and wealthy and beautiful and divine up in Pisces. So don't you worry about a thing. Who knows Stevie? Don't you worry about a thing, mama. Do y'all know Stevie? Stevie Wonder is the shit. Stevie Wonder, don't even get me started. That's my happy music, you know what I'm saying? Always time to go blast the music in the car. Stevie Wonder, yep. One of the many, but not really, because he's uniquely badass. So, there's that. That's what I want to say to you, Scorpio people. Now, I also want to say to Sag people. But Scorpio people, I think that this is going to be powerful for those, the kind of close family to you, especially if you're a Scorpio with a Sag in your family that is very close to you. Say your long-term partner is a Sag energy being, for example. This could be a really good time for them to start you're going to notice in them that they're letting go of things in themselves that just don't serve them, and that they're really like coming into their relationships at like another 2.0 level. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to be really good for a lot of Sagittarius people out there, because that's what's happening for y'all. You're coming into your how you want to interface with the world, how you want to deal with people. You know what I mean? How do you want to deal with people? That's going to be telling you, you're going to be changing it. So, all right, where are my Capricorns at? I want to know who in the room, who do I still have that are my Capricorn people? Are you still here? Who am I talking to, Caps? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is such a pleasant experience. Do y'all ever drink coconut water? I don't often, because it's so not local, to like Illinois. But when I do, I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. It's so like refreshing. It's just like, something about like the, what are they called? The electrolytes, and just yum. No Scorpios here? None of you? Why do I keep saying Scorpio? I have like a Freudian slip. I'm like thinking of Scorpios. No Capricorns here? Where you at, Cap? Where you at, Capricorns? All right, Capricorns, I'm going to talk to you whether you're catching the replay or here now. So Capricorn people, this is what's up. You understand? Let me tell you what's up. Capricorns, this is a 12th house. This is a 12th house eclipse. And you might be like, damn, this is a rough eclipse. Because the 12th house is not a so-called ideal house. The 12th house is more, Mystical Mind 27 says, Cap here. What's up, Mystical Mind 27? What's up? I don't know when y'all have been joining in the room and everything, but I do have an astrology school that is enrolling right now. And we talk a lot about things over the course of 6 months, which is 26 weeks of live interactive coaching for 3 hours at a time. I have everybody in a room. It's super interactive. And the thing about big time classes that are done on the internet, similar to this, is that a lot of times they're being done by astrologers where they're having a very large container and they're not really having much interactive experience with their students. It's kind of okay, everybody, here's the content, keep up, sink or swim. If you don't get something, you can email me and I might respond to you in a week, or I might give you a short response, or I might give you a really nice lengthy response that meets your needs. But the thing about astrology school with WizdomDropz Astrology with me is that it's a live thing every Sunday. So we spend 3 hours in a room together and I give you the skill and immediately ask you to apply it. And we just go through the whole session just like that. And then I just help support you as you get it and don't get it, you know what I'm saying, to get it. So it's really supportive. It's a lot of my energy for you. And it's for the type of student that wants to, learn astrology very well and very deeply. And B, is very serious about doing that. So this is, again, a 6-month long course, and it's a journey. I'm like the Mrs. Frizzle of astrology. I'm just like, seatbelts, everyone, beep, beep, like that's kind of the vibe. So it's really fun, and I'm honored for people who want to come and learn with me for 6 months and have me support you live as we go through a methodically organized process that radically transforms your understanding of a natal chart and how to interpret that, not only for yourself, but everybody in your life that you want to pull a chart for. So it's really inspiring, and I'm very excited to be offering it. We start really soon. Like, time is actually running out. We start the first week of June. So if you want to enroll for that, you don't want to miss that opportunity, I encourage you to schedule an enrollment call with me. The link for that is in the description right now, or in the comment box right now. I just posted it in there. So just FYI. But I also, getting to Capricorn, the 12th house is the house of the joy of Saturn, So this is the house of retreat. And the thing about it that people don't often understand is that when you say retreat, people are like, oh God, I'm going to be alone. But Capricorns, number one, you already know what that means. You already know what it means to be alone. You already know what it means to be isolated and have to climb the mountain on your own methodically. You know what I mean? You already know what that's like. And I do want to let you know too, Capricorn, that The 12th house is the spiritual place. It's the place of retreat, insofar as even a spiritual retreat or a philosophical retreat into another belief system, another culture system, such as, okay, astrology, such as any geographically oriented, rooted belief system that is of a far away country or land to where you personally are from. 12th house, okay? There's some affinity with the 9th house in that regard, but the 12th house for you as a Capricorn, it might make you feel more in retreat. It might make you feel for the next 6 months like, hey, you know what? I'm really going to lean into work, and I'm really going to enjoy my daily grind, my daily process as a Capricorn, and my daily habits. And I'm not going to be so much concerned with being really public out there in the world. I'm just going to show up for my habits, show up for my daily business thing. Wow! Hopefully, I'll mute it. Be right back. Yeah, I hope that wasn't so loud for you. I tried to spare you and hit the mute button. So, those sirens be crazy. But, Capricorn, like I'm saying for you, it's a place of retreat. It's a time of retreat, of spiritual retreat. And it's not just to say you're going to be feeling all private, because, the chart is the chart. And we're just talking one sign right now for one. But it is also saying enrich thyself at a personal level that nobody else can. Enrich thyself from a spiritual place of retreat. Enrich thyself from a spiritual place of nourishment. And this can be global, faraway travel. If you got that passport, you got that coin, you got the condition in your country, whatever, that allows you to go wherever you're trying to go, cool. Great time, Capricorn. Jupiter, again, is really healthy. The dispositor, the ruler of this eclipse in Sag in your 12th house, really healthy in Pisces. I wouldn't be worried about it. I wouldn't be too worried about it. You got to look at the whole chart. That's always my caveat. I do birth chart readings as well. You can reach out to me at WizdomDropz@gmail.com. Okay. But, I do want to let you know, I think it's a rather auspicious time to start engaging with other cultures from faraway lands or cultural philosophies, belief systems. The 12th house also has a mystical quality to it. And you as a Capricorn are actually the mystic. Really interesting. Saturn actually is associated with the mystic. You understand? So you as a Saturn-ruled sign, you have an inner mystic naturally living within you. And that's part of it. Explains a lot, right, Capricorn, when you really think about it, about that 12th house being like the place of retreat, and how you as a Capricorn, you already kind of get that. You already kind of understand that. Okay, and that's part of your mystical prowess that people don't talk about. Because guess what? Your 3rd house is Pisces. So therefore, your communication channels, your knowledge sets, your local knowledge sets, okay, these are all Jupiterian and mystical Pisces. You know what I'm saying? So you're a very mystical sign, and people don't often see you like that. You know what I'm saying? But you got some juice, Capricorn. So just think about that. You know what I mean? Think about that and let that be part of your spiritual process as you honor your soul, Capricorn. I really encourage you to tap in with your soul. That's really what the 12th house is telling you. Anytime it's like, oh, the house of retreat, the joy of Saturn house, go into your soul, babe. You know what I'm saying? Retreat into your soul, because that is where you're going to find truth within the solace. You know what I'm saying? The thing about being alone is that it gives you the incredible opportunity to learn about yourself. And Capricorn, I think that your guides, during your dreams, when you're subconscious, you're more in your subconscious states, you're going to get so many downloads, Capricorn. Oh, the dreams, girl, the next 6 months, boy, the next 6 months, you got dreams. You got dreams. They're coming to you. They're coming in your sleep, and they're helping you figure your game out. They're helping you figure it out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it, Capricorn. I think a lot of intuitive downloads are just, they're coming, and you know what? Don't fight it. And when work comes up and it says, you know what? There's big changes in the work environment of the habits, and maybe you got to take a long retreat and go somewhere on some island. Literally, 12th house rules ashrams, retreat centers, you know what I'm saying? Island escapes. I'm not even kidding with you. You got to end up pulling something like that, Capricorn. You know what? You got to end up pulling something like that. You got to manage your life, Capricorn. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but you got to manage your life. And whatever's in flow is in flow, but there is an element of get the fuck out, GTFO, you got to get out. You got to liberate yourself and allow yourself that space for some isolation, a little bit of just reset and rest. Capricorn, if you are feeling tired, I need you to listen to this for your own good. If you are feeling tired over the next 6 months, I need you to take your adult booty over to your bed and lay down and take a little nap. Set yourself an alarm. Heck, set 3, set 5 alarms. You know what I mean? Make sure you get up for your next thing, Capricorn. Not trying to stress you out, but you need to rest. You need to take care of yourself. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. If your energy levels are a little bit lower, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Saturn is the planet that also tells us that rest is important. So rest. I'm gonna rest on that, and I'm gonna get into the next sign. Capricorns, if you're in the room, Mystical Mind 27. I don't know if Eric's still here. Anybody who's a Cap in the room, let me know how that hits. How does that set with you? Does that resonate? If you're a Capricorn, does that resonate with you? I hope it does. I hope it helps you. Y'all don't tell me if it resonates. Who told me if it resonated? I think the Libras spoke. Virgo totally spoke, because y'all are Virgos. Okay. Mercury ruled signs. We're going to move on to Aquarius. I know y'all is in here. Let me know if that worked for you. Aquarius. Yes, very much so. Thank you. Thank you, Mystical Mind 27. Good. Aquarius. We're going to go out with a bang, baby. And I'm going to open it up. I am being so generous with my time. This is silly. Oh my God, I'm not going to open it up for Q&A. I'm going to open it up for super quick Q&A. I need to know now that the next time I go live, I'm just going to end up wanting to be on here for 2 hours, because this is just what seems to happen every time I go live. I'm on here for 2 hours. That is insane. Okay, we're moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius people, Ascendant, Sun, or Moon. Aquarius, this is going to be a very interesting one for you. I like it. It's in your 11th house. Fantastic. What's not to love? 11th house is a happy house. It's an auspicious house. 11th house is your long-term dreams, your aspirations. What is it you want? What is it you want that, you need? What is it you want that, would be the ultimate, like, I made it, like, this is my dream come true. That's what's coming forward for you. And it's coming forward to express itself and to make itself clear to you, Aquarius, and it's going to show its head to you through the context of networks and groups that you're a part of. It's going to show up in your networks and your associations and your larger groups that you're affiliated with, your social media platforms, your like larger kind of network, like different orgs that you're a part of, like subscribing to, and maybe like you donate to whatever, or even like larger friend circles where like somebody who knows somebody kind of thing. That's very like Aquarius 11th house. Everything about that is Aquarius and 11th house, right? So just think about it, Aquarius, like it's really auspicious and joyful and pleasant things are happening. This is a beautiful auspicious axis for you. The 5th house, the 11th house, it's a love story, you got the romance of Gemini, the next lunation. Aquarius, what's going on for you? I know you got somebody coming into your life, have a little fun, okay, Aquarius, just saying. But that's going to be, an interesting little experience for you, I think, and a pleasant one at that. So honor thyself, Aquarius. Honor your fun, honor your dreams. Are there any Aquariuses in the room? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up with Aquarius here pretty quick. But, honor yourself and enjoy the bliss, enjoy the fated, destined, karmic relationships. If you're on a third marriage, likelihood of that, I don't know, but Aquarius is, you are very social. You might be on a third marriage, no judgment. If you are on a third marriage, or interested in a third marriage, you might find that you have somebody very special enter your life over the next 6 months, because the 11th house corresponds with the third marriage. Fun enough. Okay. Any last questions? Anybody taking any last questions? Last round for astrological wisdom drops. Give me some questions if you got them. I'm going to give you a countdown. I'm going to go 11 to 0. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, nobody put a question. So I guess y'all already understand the Sagittarius Eclipse. Congratulations. A round of applause. Make sure you're subscribed if you vibe, because we is building tribe. Thanks to everybody who has been booking their enrollment in Wizdom Dropz Astrology School. I sent the link in the chat. You will have it in the chat if you are interested in joining my astrology school, where I personally coach you in a small group of committed astrology students. It is so much fun. It is a 6-month-long program. I'm completely honored to be a teacher of the sacred knowledge, a gatekeeper, a knowledge, not even a gatekeeper, a gate opener to this sacred knowledge. And it means a lot to me to have the opportunity to teach people this. So I'm really excited. If you are a new student of mine, it's been I'm so excited to meet with you every week for 6 months and see your growth, and to see you seeing your growth as you master astrology and learn how to read your chart, your partner's chart, your kid's chart, your mom's chart, your dad's chart, whoever's chart. And not only that, but together and across land, across geography, right? Astrocartography, your karma, your fate, your destiny, and theirs. Their karma, their past lives, your past lives. Baby, we go deep. It's for y'all who want to go deep. So book your enrollment call today, kids. We started like a first week of June, the end of the first week of June. So it's in the description box. Thanks, Arnold. I'm glad I'm here too. With that said, everybody, infinite blessings to you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the support. You are groovy. And with that said, until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.